In this lecture, I am going to create a user timeline. It's same as the Facebook user timeline. I just want to explain the behavior of that timeline, and I have created a nice timeline architecture using the Bootstrap CSS, and you can see, yes, this is title and text. You can enter the title for the post, and you can enter the text for the post, and you can submit, and it will display in this box. Right, we will do the coding for this one. And first I will go to the script file. I have created the application called app30, and I'll create a controller here, app.controller. My controller name I'll name as user just timeline controller. Function, and I'm going to use scope. Right, I have created a controller. I want to assign this controller. I'll assign this controller into the top, into this top div area, ng controller. This is timeline controller, right? And I need to give the ng model. I'll put this one as post.header, and this text area ng model will be post.comment, and in the submit button I'll create ng click, and the function will be submit data, and I'm going to submit this post object with submit data function. I need to implement this submit data in the controller. I'll use scope submit data function, and I'm going to receive this post object, right? And now I need to submit this post detail into the database, and for that we will write a factory inside of the same script file, app.factory. Right, my factory name will be update timeline, and function. I am going to receive this post, return function. I'm going to accept this post, and inside of the factory I am going to use HTTP and the queue default object equal queue.default, and HTTP I'm going to use post because I'm going to post this object, and I'm going to use the link called home/update timeline, and I need to pass this object, this post. I will pass the post as post. That's what it's going to accept, and I need to write success. If it is success, function, and the return is data. I'm going to write default object and resolve data and data. Now I need to give if it is failed. Dot error. Right, default object dot resolve this time data will be false. Right, and now I need to return this default object with promise. Right, inside of this submit data I'm going to call result equal this update timeline factory. Right, I'm going to pass post object here. To use update timeline inside of the function, I need to declare that in the controller header. Right, then result dot then function will be output. I just put alert just to get this data is posted, and after that I am going to call the clear function post dot header. Just need to clear the header. Post dot comment. Right, I did the clear, and now I need to load these details into the timeline. For that I'll use scope dot load timeline function. For retrieve the data also I am going to write some factory. I'm going to copy this same factory and change the details. This is not update timeline, this will be load timeline. The capital L I'm going to use for a factory, and link will be load function. I think you understood what I did. I just need a factory to load this data from the backend. I just copied this update timeline factory and paste it here and change the name and the path, and this time I do not need to pass any object here to the backend. I have removed that one, and now I am going to call load timeline result equal load timeline. I need to define it in the top right, and result dot then function, and I'm going to get the output here, and I'm going to equal this output into array scope dot timeline. This timeline will be my array. It equal to output dot data, and I'm going to use angular dot copy copy because this output.data is type JSON, right? I have created the timeline array, and after the data submit I need to call this load timeline, right? I'll use the function after the post, right? And I need to display this timeline in my HTML. I'll go to the display area. I have li to display this timeline, and I'm going to use ng repeat, right? And I just use tm in timeline, right? I just used tm for a timeline object. I'm going to display this timeline, tm.header, and in the here I need to display tm.comment, and I need to display date also. In here I can display date, tm.postDate. Actually post date automatically saved from the backend, we are not passing here, right? I think we finished the application like a 90%, right? We will run the application and see. I'll hit the refresh. Okay, I'm going to add some data. I just put this is my title. In the text area I'll put this is my description area, right? I'm going to post this data into the backend. We will see. Data posted, message comes. Yes, you can see all the details comes from the backend. I have some data in the table. All the things are coming when I did the post. This is the one that I added just now, and we will refresh this page and see. Yes, there's nothing loaded because I didn't use ngInt here. I'm going to use ngInit here. I need to load existing post. When I load the page, use ngInit, right? Now we will refresh the page and see. Yes, you can see when the page loads, all the posts are loading, right? Now we will do some the automatic processing thing. We will use timer. Actually not a timer, we will use interval. Actually I need to refresh my page automatically within 30 seconds time. For that I'm going to call this load timeline function using interval and scope.loadTimeline, call within every 30 seconds. Actually 30 seconds is 30,000 milliseconds, right? We will refresh the page, right? I'm going to open new tab. I'm going to copy the same link. Just imagine this is two users, right? The first user is here and the second user is in the second tab in the separate two locations, and we will do some testing here. We will wait till the load of the second tab, right? You can see the same data in the both the tabs, and the first user is going to add some data here, and first user is going to add I have first user and this is my content, right? I'm going to save this one, right? I have posted and you can see it's in my timeline, and I'm going to the second user's page. We will wait 30 seconds and see, is it automatically refreshing? Yes, I think you saw this one. It automatically counts that first user's thing as a second user's timeline. This is actually how the Facebook timeline and all the social and community networks timeline working. Background, it refresh the database and retrieve the latest data, and we will post some text as a second user. I am second user and this is my content. I'll send it here, right? It sent successfully, and you can see bottom I can see I am second user. We will go to the first user timeline and wait few seconds and see. Yes, you can see it refreshed and it automatically gets what that second user posted. I think you understood about this whole concept. I have created the timeline using Bootstrap CSS, and in the timeline I have created the Angular controller to control that timeline. In the controller I have added a function to submit data into the backend. I have used Angular factory for that process, and I have created the load timeline function, and also I have used Angular factory, and I have used interval to automatically refresh the timeline. Actually, these are very simple techniques. You can do a lot of things in your projects using these type of things.